In a vast and vibrant jungle, animals lived in harmony, each content with their own roles in life. But one day, a debate arose. Who is the happiest animal in the world? The question spread like wildfire, and soon all the animals were curious to know the answer. A wise old tortoise suggested, "Let us all go and ask the animals themselves. Perhaps by learning from others, we will find the happiest among us." The animals agreed and set out on a journey. First, they visited the majestic lion. With his golden mane and powerful presence, he seemed the most likely to be happy. "I am the king of the jungle," the lion boomed proudly. "But happiness? I must constantly defend my throne. I worry about challenges and must fight to keep my pride safe. I do not rest easily." The animals moved on, thoughtful. Next, they approached the elegant peacock, with his iridescent feathers that shimmered in the sun. "Surely, you must be the happiest peacock," the animals exclaimed. The peacock sighed, "I may look beautiful, but these feathers weigh me down. I am often hunted for them, and other animals envy me. My beauty has become my burden." Disheartened, they travelled to the riverbank where the clever monkey swung from branch to branch, laughing with his friends. The animals asked the monkey, "You seem so carefree, always laughing and playing. Are you the happiest?" The monkey chattered, "I love to play, but I must always be alert. Predators lurk everywhere, and one wrong move could be my end. Life is a balance of joy and fear." Feeling puzzled, the group decided to visit the humble elephant, who was known for her wisdom. "Elephant," they asked, "you are wise and strong. Could you be the happiest animal?" The elephant smiled, her eyes soft and kind. "I carry great responsibilities on my shoulders. I protect the herd, lead them to food and water, and watch over the young ones. But happiness, it is fleeting, as duty comes first." The animals were growing frustrated. No one seemed to be truly happy. Finally, they reached a small, unassuming sparrow sitting on a branch, singing her heart out. "What about you, sparrow?" they asked. "Are you the happiest animal in the world?" The sparrow chirped happily. "Why, yes, I believe I am." The animals were surprised. "But you are so small, and you don't have the strength of a lion or the beauty of a peacock. You don't swing through the trees like the monkey, or have the wisdom of the elephant. How can you be the happiest?" The sparrow smiled. "You see, I have all that I need. I fly where I wish, sing when I want, and find food with ease. I have no desire to be anything but myself. Each day is a gift, and I live it fully, without comparing myself to others." The animals realized that happiness didn't lie in being the most powerful, beautiful, clever, or wise, but in contentment and appreciating what one has. As the animals reflected on the sparrow's words, the wise tortoise spoke once more. "The happiest animal in the world is the one who finds joy in being themselves, free from the desire to be more or different. It is not what we have, but how we live with what we have, that brings true happiness." And from that day on, the animals stopped comparing themselves to one another and sought happiness in their own lives, just as the sparrow had taught them. True happiness is not determined by external circumstances, possessions, or comparisons with others. It stems from contentment, self-acceptance, and finding peace with one's own life, regardless of how it may appear to others. Often, we fall into the trap of believing that power, beauty, intelligence, or wealth are the keys to happiness. Yet these things can bring burdens, pressures, and anxieties, as seen with the lion, peacock, and monkey in the story. Even those who seem to have it all are not always truly content. Happiness is a state of mind, cultivated through gratitude and self-awareness. The sparrow, though small and seemingly insignificant compared to the lion or elephant, lives joyfully, because she accepts herself for who she is and finds pleasure in the simple things, flying, singing, and living freely. She does not wish to be anyone else, and this freedom from envy or comparison brings her peace and fulfillment. The lesson here is that happiness doesn't come from striving to be better than others or accumulating more than others. It comes from embracing what we have, who we are, and recognizing the value in our own unique journey. Contentment is the real key to happiness, because it frees us from the endless cycle of wanting more and being dissatisfied. By focusing on inner peace and self-acceptance, we can find happiness in the present moment, regardless of our circumstances. Happiness is commonly understood as a positive emotional state, marked by feelings of joy, pleasure, or satisfaction. It is often associated with specific moments or achievements, getting a promotion, celebrating a personal milestone, or spending time with loved ones. These events, however, are temporary. Once the initial excitement fades, the emotional high associated with happiness tends to diminish as well. For many, happiness becomes an endless pursuit. Modern society encourages the belief that happiness lies in acquiring more wealth, status, or experiences. We are taught to seek out new goals and achieve them to feel fulfilled. While these accomplishments can bring temporary happiness, they often leave people feeling dissatisfied once the moment passes, leading them to search for the next source of happiness. This pursuit becomes a cycle of constant striving, with each success requiring another to maintain the feeling of happiness. Contentment, in contrast, is a deeper, more enduring state of mind. It stems from a sense of acceptance and peace with oneself and one's circumstances, regardless of external conditions. While happiness is reactive, something we feel in response to external stimuli, contentment is proactive. It arises from within and is not easily disturbed by the highs and lows of life. Contentment allows individuals to experience happiness more profoundly because it frees them from the relentless quest for more. A person who is content does not depend on external events or possessions to feel fulfilled. Instead, they appreciate what they have, focus on their well-being, and maintain a sense of gratitude for the present moment. This sense of inner peace fosters a more stable, lasting form of happiness, one that is not easily shaken by life's inevitable challenges. The correlation between happiness and contentment lies in the fact that contentment creates the foundation for true, lasting happiness. When we are content, we stop chasing after temporary highs and start appreciating the small, often overlooked aspects of life. Contentment helps us to savor moments of happiness more fully because we are not anxiously anticipating the next achievement or material gain. Instead, we are able to live in the present and find joy in simple, everyday experiences. Furthermore, contentment helps to moderate our expectations. Many times, unhappiness stems from unmet expectations or the gap between what we desire and what we have. Contentment teaches us to align our desires with reality, reducing the gap between what we think we need for happiness and what is already available to us. By accepting life as it is, rather than how we think it should be, we reduce the frustration and disappointment that often accompany the pursuit of happiness. In addition, contentment leads to emotional resilience. Life is full of ups and downs, and happiness alone cannot sustain us through difficult times. However, contentment allows us to maintain a sense of peace and perspective even when happiness seems out of reach. A content person can weather challenges with grace, knowing that their sense of fulfillment does not depend on everything going perfectly. The good news is that contentment can be cultivated through intentional practices such as gratitude, mindfulness, and self-acceptance. By focusing on what we have rather than what we lack, we can shift our perspective and begin to appreciate the present moment more fully. Gratitude helps us recognize the abundance already present in our lives, while mindfulness teaches us to be present and engaged in the here and now. Self-acceptance is also a critical aspect of contentment. When we stop comparing ourselves to others and accept ourselves as we are, we free ourselves from the pressure to meet unrealistic expectations. This acceptance allows us to find peace within ourselves, creating the foundation for enduring happiness. In conclusion, while happiness and contentment are related, they are not the same. Happiness is fleeting, often tied to external events or achievements, whereas contentment is an internal state of satisfaction that endures. The correlation between the two lies in the fact that contentment creates the foundation for lasting happiness. By cultivating contentment, we can experience deeper, more meaningful happiness that is not dependent on external circumstances. True fulfillment comes not from chasing after happiness, but from finding peace in the present and appreciating the simple joys of life.